Hey everybody, I'm Becky Adams. Thanks for stopping by the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo blog today. So today we're going to put a layout together using the Zoe kit from Felicity Jane. And if you noticed last week I had a project on the blog using this kit, and I had so much fun creating with it that I wanted to play with it a little more. So I will make sure and put a link in the video description below to the blog post for last week so that you can check that out if you'd like to. So here is the Zoe kit, and anyway, I've used a lot of it, pulled a few bits and pieces out. So I have the pieces out that I want to use for this project. So we'll set everything else aside for a minute. But I am going to use that stamp set, so I'll keep that pretty close. So I have a few of the pattern papers that I want to use picked out and already trimmed down. So this is my favorite piece of paper out of the whole collection. I love the blue and yellow floral. So I'm just going to adhere that just slightly off center. And then I have this branding strip that is pink striped on the back side that I have stitched through. You can see there with a sewing machine and white thread. And then I have this darker pink solid with a little bit of scalloped border on it, and this border is printed on the paper, and it's at the bottom of the paper, kind of like a branding strip. And that's one fun thing about the Felicity Jane solid papers that come in the kit, is that they do have that scalloped branding strip. So I just fussy cut around those scallops and then stitched through that. So I have 4 photos that I am going to use today, and I don't know if I have any Gilmore Girl fans out there, but I love watching the Gilmore Girls, and this layout is actually just about that. So these photos were printed on just my printer at home. These are about 2 by 3, but as you'll see as I'm adhering them, there is, for some reason, the sizing was off a little bit, and instead of reprinting them, I'm just going to fix that here in just a second. So I have all these little bits that I have pulled from the kit that I would like to use today, as well as this pocket. And I created this pocket with a 3x4 card that came in the kit, and then I just used a piece of scrap black cardstock to go on the back side, and then I just stitched around those 3 sides to create a pocket. And that is where my journaling is going to go. I'm just going to place my title down here just so I can get placement on this. And then I have pre-printed my journaling on this shipping tag. This is the only thing that I am using today that is not from the kit, is just that white shipping tag. And I use tags all the time, and they're one of my favorite ways to, well, I use them a lot, but I use them to put my journaling on often as well. So I have this cute, I guess it's it's an ephemera. This came in the ephemera pack, the die cut pack. And I thought, instead of tying a piece of actual ribbon, I may as well use that adorable bow. So we'll just go ahead and adhere that. And then I wanted to add a little bit of color and a little pop of black to balance this side of the layout. So I have this pink tab, and I'm going to put that right here, just tuck that underneath the photos, and I'm actually going to scoot this photo up so that they're touching. I want it to kind of look like a photo strip, I guess. And then I'm going to scoot this one up just so I don't want those to completely touch because it'll be a little bit off because of the sizing. But just something like that. And then I'm going to add this black tab. This black tab just has cute white hearts on it. And I'm just going to slightly overlap the pink tab. So I told you that there's kind of this awkward gap there, and it's a misprint on my part. I printed the wrong size photos, but I'm going to cover that up with this label that I'm going to stamp the date on, and I'm going to let that sit for just a minute to make sure that it's dry. And while I'm doing that, while that's drying, I'm going to add these two little pieces down here. And the number 4, the significance that it has on this layout is just that there are 4 photos, and if you're a Gilmore Girls fan, you know that there were 4 new episodes released last fall on Netflix, and so that's the significance of the number 4. And I just thought that those chipboard numbers are so cute, and they're such, I hope you can see how thick they are, such good quality that I felt like I really had to have them on this layout. So I'm just going to tie a little bit of the white string that came with the mini tags, or the tiny tags. And I'm going to tie 2 of these tiny tags onto the number 4. And I'm going to put just the tiniest bit of adhesive, actually just right underneath that scalloped border, to hold this Enjoy acetate piece. And I'm doing that just so that the adhesive doesn't show through the acetate. And then to keep these tiny tags in place, I'm just going to use a couple of foam squares, and then I will adhere this chipboard piece. I'm going to use, it's a bit of a mess, some strong liquid adhesive to adhere this number 4, just because it is so heavy. I don't want it to fall off. We'll just leave that to dry for a minute while I put the letter, or put the title in place. I'm using the really adorable, I wish I had about 10 packages of these cute little puffy letter stickers. I think they're just perfect and so versatile that you can use them on almost anything. Okay, now that I have the letters in place, I'm going to add those cute little puffy black hearts to dot the eyes. And we'll attach the little date label here. And then I wanted to add a couple, or I guess just one pop dot to give that heart just a little bit of dimension. But actually, I'm going to hold off on that heart. I almost forgot. I mentioned that I wanted to do a little bit of stamping on this layout. And there are a couple different stamps that I wanted to use. I want to add just that small sentiment that says something to smile about right here on that black line, and then some of this cute confetti right here. I actually am going to move those for just a minute. And I have my stamping tool here. I am not the best stamper, and so I do like to use my stamping tool so that if I do have a problem, that I will be able to fix it. So I'm just using some black, this is dye ink. I'll just put that right in place. And press that down. Yep, and see, this is why I like to use my stamping tool, because it's a little bit imperfect there. And that's no problem. We'll just ink that up and stamp it one more time. And there we go. And I just wanted to add a few of these little black hearts to finish things off. So I want just a few. Cluster of 3 right up here, and then another cluster. I'm actually going to split this one up just a little bit. Actually, no, I'm going to keep them all. In that same area. And we'll add this one last black heart just right there in the center. Okay, and with that finishing touch of those puffy hearts and the stamping, I am going to call this one finished. So thank you so much for stopping by the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo blog and YouTube channel. If you haven't checked out Felicity Jane yet, please go do so. They have adorable kits that are a lot of fun to work with. So they're definitely a company that you want to keep your eye on. Anyway, I think that's everything. So thanks again for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon.